Alright, so I believe we are live. Hello and welcome to the third round of the Season 5 Formula 2 ERL Championship. We are here in Shanghai, China, as you can see, and we have got a full grid of 20 people, so this should be fun. We are looking for a dry qualifying session, I believe, but it is a good possibility that it will rain here in Shanghai, but it's just moments away from seeing the dry weather conditions. There we go, it's dry. And joining me in the commentary box is Bad Boy, as you may know him. So hello, Bad Boy.
Hello.
So yeah, last we had to stop the stream midway because we couldn't continue any longer, but this week we're gonna stream the whole race, and it should be fun. So let's see what everyone does, what strategy everyone follows. And I'm hearing myself from, I believe, your headset, Bad Boy. I'm not sure.
I might be able to do it then. Let me try something in a second.
Yeah. So still no sign of anyone coming out. There goes a Force India, a Renault and a McLaren, all making their way out. Hello to everyone. I hope you're having a good day.
Check. Is my volume alright?
Your volume is alright for me, yeah?
Check the screen. I've just changed a few seconds.
I will check the stream. Good day. It's a bit low compared to mine, so I don't know if everyone can hear you.
I'll just speak a little bit louder. I was on about is the echo okay now?
Yeah, it's all good. So at the moment we've got a few people out on track, and yeah, it's not rude, Ulko, I'm sorry, but we had a full lobby, and Robin is a full driver and he had priority over you. I hope you can understand that. We have quite a lot of reserves, so it's a bit hard for everyone to race when everyone turns up, so we had to kick someone because Rob had priority over you. So maybe for the next race you can race. Some people often drop out, so it just happened to be a full grid today. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the stream either way, as at the moment we are riding aboard with Chill Drive, who's letting Rinky through. I'm gonna quickly run you down the standings after the second round last week in Bahrain. So we have got Greenwich Beer leading, 4 points ahead of both Jay and Tom Killer on the Ferrari, so it's a very close championship. On to P4, as Nigel in P4 is 7 points adrift. And then we have Gamer, AFC Stan, Johnny, RJW videos in 8th, and Spaghetti with Maledictus round up the top. P10 is 31 points behind Greenwich Beer. And then we have got Robin, Rinky, Warlock, JTX and Swomi is the last point finisher from Bahrain. So let's see if we can get a few more points finishers today, as I'm not sure if Chill Drive has abandoned his lap. Just see the sector times, it was a 24.3, so he might have. It's not a great lap at the moment for Chill Drive, but let's see who sets the benchmark and what others have to beat in this early qualifying session signs. Still no lap time set, with just less than 4 minutes to spare on track. Mitchell has left and joined us again, so hopefully no issues occur there. I have yellows in sector 3. Rink. Rinky into the hairpin. Jaruru with a 33.0 gets beaten by Jokey the Gamer 31.0. Warlock does a 32.5, so quite a lot of big gaps there. Rinky goes in between with a 32.7, and Chill Drive joins the action with a 32.7 as well. goes provisional P3. Nigel with a 32.6. Gamer with a 30.6 goes pole by over 0.4 of a second, as AFC stand very close to Jokey in third with a 31.1. So very good lap from Gamer. I'm not sure if anyone's going to be able to beat that in the first run. It's a 30.6. I believe the pole lap in F2 was a low 30, so it would be very nice to see that beat, and hopefully 29s here in F2. We've still not seen some of the big names put a lap in, as we are going to ride on board with someone else. Let's ride on board with Robin, as he joined quite late, so I would imagine he was busy practicing. Someone just popped up. It was JTX in 9th with a 33.1, so some people not having the pace they wanted. Robin sets a 36.5 as he goes on to another lap, I believe. But at the moment, it's still Gamer by over 0.4 of a second who sits on pole. Only 10 people have set a lap. And a lot of the people actually in the pits, 6-7 people in the pits. And let's see what Maledictus can do through Sector 3 now. We've still got yellows in Sector 3 with not that many people on track. Chill Drive still pushing. I think he's going to go for a third consecutive lap. I'm not sure why. He's very tight on time to make 3 runs. Let me just read through the comments real quick. For me it's a bit better than before, but yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I think when we talk together then it's a bit bad. I don't know why. Yeah, you should be able to turn it up. I'm not sure if it's all the way up or low, but
that should be any better. How's loud my voice now? How loud is it?
Yeah, that's a lot better. Hopefully the stream can hear a bit better. Any feedback would be nice. Still no shake-ups in the top 10. Only 10 people still with a lap time set, so people should be all returning to the pit lanes to put on a fresh set of ultra softs or softs. And yeah, that's very good. So Smoking Bandit, I'd imagine he's gonna come into the pit lane. Yeah, he's definitely gonna come back in the pit lane.
Chill Drive's just gone 4.
I'm not sure what Smoking Bandit is. He's going for another lap. That was okay. That was not the best possible exit, but I'm not sure exactly what he's doing anyway. Maledictus. Yeah, he is on a flying lap. He's coming through the last corner. It looks like a very decent lap. Where is this going to put him? It's P2. The 30.9. My voice is just cracked out of nowhere. And Mitchell actually goes into P3 and beats Jokey. So some nice laps into a very weird timing position, because this is where people use the pits to put a fresh set on. But I believe these guys are still on their first run, almost 9 minutes into the session. And yeah, some shake-ups in the top 3, as Gamer is still comfortably on pole by over 3.5 of a second, and he's now on his outlap for the second run. So let's see if he can lower or higher actually the bar even more. Yeah, I would imagine.
Go to the track on the ultras, and then gonna get a fresh set of softs on, beat that lap, and then start on the slower compound, and
yeah,
hit after lap 4. It doesn't last very long on the circuit.
I believe Nigel and Chill Drive at the moment are on soft tyres, but I believe if they really wanted to qualify on the softs, they would pop a soft time right at the end. I think they just scouting what they can do on softs. If it's a very good lap, then they may complete it. But obviously always they have the opportunity to beat that lap on the ultra softs on their third run. So let's see how that one pans out, as Kalek had that question if people are going to qualify on softs or ultra softs. Yeah, some people may be able to do the one stop on ultra soft, some may not, so it's going to be interesting to see where they all plan out to be. Hello Haribo. Yeah, I have put the tires on right now. Fitted, actually, that's better. Apparently Haribo still cannot hear you. I'm not sure why. He's not talking at the moment, Haribo.
Yeah,
So yeah.
See if you can hear me now.
Yeah, it should be fine. Suomi, wow, great lap from him. 30.5 in the Haas car. And he goes very, very wide into the first corner. He's on provisional pole. Very nice lap from Suomi. We haven't seen much of him in the first two rounds. And he has turned up with a very narrowly provisional pole by over half a tenth. I believe Gamer may be able to beat that. But let's see now. I believe he's on a flying lap. Yeah, it looks like it. Into the hairpin. This could be pole for Gamer. As he comes out of the hairpin, it's looking pretty decent. He's on number 3 ERS mode, so he's saving some ERS and up to the line. I believe he's going to be pole easily. Wow, 30.091, so almost into 29s now for Gamer. Absolutely storms the field away by over 0.4 of a second again, so I don't think many people will be challenging Gamer NL, if anyone, so yeah, it might not be a very interesting fight for pole position today, as the top 3 are separated by almost a second. So let's see if it gets any tighter towards the end of the session, as Stan now beats that, and it's 5/10 between the top 3. It's Stan with a 3,000 slower than Suomi, so very, very close between the Williams and the Haas. And at the moment it's Suomi and Gamer in the first row, Stan and Maledictus in the second one. And let's see what Maledictus can do in the second run. He's on the out lap right now, as 5 people haven't set a lap time. And looking at Grangebeer now, he's still in the pit lane, so I believe they are waiting for the clock to go down to 4 or 3 minutes to set a lap at the end of the session, where the track is at its quickest. Yeah, I believe Gamer is not on a lap. So apparently you're still quiet for Haribo, but no one else is complaining.
Max volume.
Yeah, so max volume, so can't do anything more than that.
I could just honestly try and speak louder, but
yeah, I believe it's fine. I can check the stream once more if it's really that huge of a problem. Yeah. No, it's that's absolutely fine. It's literally the same volume as my voice.
He's up by around about half a second to be perfect.
Warlock Grizzy is P11 at the moment. 32.4 on the ultra softs. He's going on a flying lap. Hello to everyone watching.
Yeah, he's up by about a
second. Okay, so this could be, there's a big gap between P6 and P7, so I wouldn't be surprised if he slotted in between Jokey the Gamer and Nigel. But let's see into the hairpin now. He's still got number 5 hot lap mode on ERS, so he may run out before the end. Rinky has retired from P9, so he's on the soft compound tires. Yeah, he's set his best time on the soft tires. Warlock goes back into the pit lane.
Interesting how top 2 in the championship, neither of them have won yet. Mercedes was.
Yeah, I was about to say Grangebeer now in his out lap, so we may keep an eye out on him. And Jay, about to start his flying lap, tries to find some space, as that might be a Sauber, and that might be Jokey the Gamer who's about to start a lap. So Jokey actually finishes a lap, he goes P4, with a 30.8, still miles away from pole position, but it's a reasonable time to put him into the second row of the grid, as Jay Mercedes is now going to start a lap. And Grange Beer is not too far back either. He's about to enter Jay on the exit. Okay, so he's still on track for me. It's a very slow first sector, but he is on the soft compound tyre, so we don't expect him to get much higher than P7, I would imagine. But it's still a very decent lap.
Yeah, he won't beat the higher soft lap, which I believe is Nigel.
Yeah, exactly.
So he wants to beat
There's still a huge gap between P6 and 7 as Nigel now improves. So Jay could well snatch P7 from Nigel here. Let's see, through sector 3 he goes now, the very technical and slow section of the right-hander. I'm not sure exactly which corner it is.
Nigel's on for a pretty good lap. Nigel's on the better lap than Jay.
I believe Nigel has the time.
Jay's running 0 ERS.
So Jay's backed out, but Nigel has retired from P7 on the grid. For another lap, he's 55% battery, so it's going to be interesting to see. Jay has improved, and he goes into P7. But yeah, by about 0.4 of a second, he's the first soft runner. It's a very decent lap from Jay. And it might even be a top 10 finish for him today. But let's see if Grange Beer, he's on the soft tire as well. I believe the of the grid is on soft tires. We've got 6, 8, 10 exactly. So it's 10 on ultras, 10 on soft. So split strategies for half the drivers. And Grange Beer now on the sector 3. Can he beat his teammate to be the highest soft runner and a possible top 10 placement for him? He's coming up to the hairpin now. He's got some traffic. That's Josh on the Sauber, who's still not set a lap, and he's on the soft. Most people are going to keep an eye out on are the soft runners who are far down the field and have not set a lap. Grange Beer goes across the line, so 31.7, slots behind his teammate in front of Nigel, but a filthy 0.3 of a second between Jay and Grange Beer. Not the best possible time from Grange Beer, I'm sure. Well, now we're going to switch on to Suomi, who's on a flying lap. So 23.9 on the first sector. Can he get anywhere near Gamer's pole lap? It's a 30.0 at the moment, the time everyone has to beat. The top 5, 6 are on ultra softs at the moment, so I believe they are on the contention for the front row today, as Gamer is about to start his flying lap. Yeah, he's about to start his lap. Let's see if we can see a 29 today. That would be awesome. I believe Tom Killer was very quick in practice, but he's on the soft tire, and he's currently on a 32.3, so I'm just going to keep an eye out on him. Suomi has spun. Wow, so he's pushed a bit too hard there on the corkscrew section, it seems like. And it's only going to be a P2 at best, as Chilldrive goes P4 with a very nice 30.6. Over 1.5 tenths quicker than Joker the Gamer in 5th, who has also retired. So this is starting to look like our final grid, but we've still got a lot of people yet to set a lap. Tom Killer retires from P8. It is now top soft runner with a 31.3. It's a very nice P8 at the moment. I don't think many people are going to beat him, as Getty but not going to be able to lap. Still lap on his lap on the third run. Gamer on the first sector at 24.0, which is not the best we've seen today, but let's see if he's going to be able to improve his lap. He's going through the corkscrew section now. It seems pretty tidy. He's up on his time, so we may be able to see a 29 now. But is anyone going to challenge him for pole? Stan is also in a lap very close to him on the big straight. Chilldrive is also very close, so we're going to see a short amount of time. Gamer around the final corner. Is this going to be the pole lap? Across the line, it's going to be a 29.859. It is a 29 we see, and it's a high 29 for Gamer. Chilldrive is in the wall, so Again, pushing way too hard to get pole position. Stan, I don't think improved, so he's just missed out on P2 by 0.003 of a second. Shieldrive won't be able to improve. Mitchell is off the track, and this is our final grid order for the Chinese Grand Prix. Game on pole by an incredible margin of 6/10, I believe, almost 7/10 actually. So yeah, a huge gap from P1 to P2. I'm just gonna quickly check. I'm lagging and the sound is way too high on the game, so I'm trying to reduce my game sound. Yeah, I'm not sure. People say you are quiet and some people hear me lagging. I'm not sure what's going on in different devices, but we're doing our best. I'm going to try and lower my sound. But we are about to see the final results, as Shieldrive, I believe, has a different issue to everyone else. Just waiting for him to ready up. Yeah, I believe his game is stuck or something. Yeah, we'll see. I believe right now he has to leave the lobby for us to think about a restart.
Yeah, Chill just said in the stream chat that his game is stuck, so I'm guessing it's frozen.
Okay. The best you can do at the moment is leave the lobby, and we'll hopefully get you back in for the race. I think it's my microphone, Kalek. It sometimes lags indeed when I record videos as well, so hopefully it fixes itself. And there you can see the final position orders is Gamer, Swomi, Stan in the top 3, Chilldrive, Jokey, Maledictus, Mitchell and P7, Tom Killer, and the 2 Brits of Jay and Joe Ruru down in P9 and P10, with 2 soft runners in the top 10. And we've got a lot more down from P10. Obviously everyone outside the top 10 has a free choice of tyres, so I wouldn't be surprised if everyone there started on the soft compound. But hopefully we can get Shieldrive in. I believe he's got about 3 invites, so yeah, there we go. Shieldrive is in.
He's not in his car though.
Yeah, he's not in his car. Let's see if he's gonna be able to take control of his car. Otherwise, we may have to do a quick restart.
It's not raining for the start, but we'll probably have to pass to see what the weather is.
Yeah, it does indeed seem a bit cloudy. Do you think it may rain towards the end of the race?
Well, no, in China the weather's always pretty poor. I think it'll either stay cloudy or there's going to be some rain. I think it's going to mainly stay cloudy.
Yeah, it's quite interesting now. Shieldrive's car is P4.
He's not in his car.
At the moment he's not, but yeah, I don't think he's able to take control at the moment.
Mitchell just said that the
and Shieldrive
can't get back in his car.
I believe you can take control of your car once the race is underway, but that's obviously a bit unfair. So, do we restart or not? We can ask Shieldrive if he can take control of the car a bit later in the lap. If not, we'll see how the restart goes, and if he's not in his car, then we should restart. so it's all fair and square. P4 is obviously a very good starting position, so that matters as well. It's going to affect a lot of people if he doesn't start the race, so we'll just be patient for a bit more.
Yeah, if his AI doesn't ghost, then it'll be a big pile up.
Yeah, he should ghost if he doesn't take control.
Slowly, going on the grass on the formation lap, going down the main straight.
As the biggest surprise, I believe, is the two Mercedes starting down in P11 and P9. I don't think it's too bad, and it's lower than their goal, considering they started on the qualified rather on soft compound tires. As yeah, they are.
Dururu is the bottom of the ultra soft runners.
Yeah, he's on ultra soft, so then we just need to see how the two Mercedes battle out with a McLaren, as Mercedes are leading the Constructors' Championship by 33-point gap, and then 3 points adrift are Force India, so very close for P2. But the two Mercedes are dominating so far after 2 rounds. Let's see how the start goes. Keep an eye out on Chill Drive as the lights are coming on in China. And we're underway finally. Chill Drive seems to actually have taken control of his car, so hopefully that's the case. Into turn 1, Gamer holds the outside line, and that may allow the Haas to go down the inside. Does he go down the inside? He sticks his nose in there, but it's not going to be a move for Suomi. Stan also has a look on the Haas into turn 2, but the top 3 have not changed positions. Down the back, Spaghetti. Wow, 5 cars involved, I believe, maybe even more, as Robin hasn't lost any part of his front wing, and neither has JTX. Robin goes down the inside, but further up front, Maledictus and Joki have switched positions twice already, as Jay and Grangeby have both made a position. Where is Chill Drive? Chill Drive has taken control of his car, so that's all good. We can keep on going on this race, as Gamer leads from Suomi, from Stan, from Maledictus and Joki are your top 5. The Renault on the back, that's Chill Drive, goes a bit wide on the exit of turn 10. But yeah, 5 cars involved in the big pile up in the first lap. Apparently Josh is on his out lap on my screen, and I believe he's left the session. So Smoking Bandit, Spaghetti and Joruru
Chill Drive's gonna go down the inside of Mitchell.
Chill Drive and Mitchell. Yeah, Chill Drive down the inside, and he hits the Sauber. That might be front wing damage. I don't visually see any front wing damage, but he may have to concede the position to Mitchell. But he goes around the outside, does Chill Drive, and the Sauber in front goes a bit wide, so maybe 2 positions gain for Chill Drive down the inside on Mitchell, as Maledictus now gets past Stan as well. But Chill Drive side by side with Mitchell as the Mercedes and the Ferrari hit each other there. Still side by side for the Red Bull and the Renault. Around the outside goes Chill Drive. Sorry, when is this going to end? Mitchell loses the back end, and we're now going to focus on the battle for P3, as Maledictus went from fighting for Stan and P3 to going down to P5 again. So I'm not sure what went wrong for Maledictus there, but Mitchell has lost another position now, down to P8 for him. He may have front wing damage. Yes, he does, on the front left end plate, front right rather. So I'm not sure where he picked up that damage, but Jay is now up into P7. I believe he's the first soft runner. Yes, he is indeed, and a lot more follow on the soft compound. Josh and RJW are now on the medium tires. I've made a very early pit stop, as Chill Drive has a lot of understeer there. He may have front wing damage, I'm not entirely sure. Jay gets past, and he's now up into P6 on the softs. They are side by side. I believe Chill Drive is going to pick up the top, and he's going to go down the inside. Suomi and Stan are also very, very close. Look at that train for P2, 4 cars into it. And Jay gets the move done on Chill Drive. Let's see if Stan is going to be able to hold on all these people behind him. 3 people very close to each other. I believe about a second adrift of Stan is Maledictus. Very close to each other. Swimming down the inside of Joki. And he's into P3 at the moment. Let's see if any moves get done into the first couple of corners. Maledictus up into P3. And Suomi, I believe, has lost it a bit. He's lost a couple of positions there. I'm not sure if his car's going off, but Joki has also got past. And Jay may get past down the inside into turn 3. There has defends a lot the inside line. The Mercedes may get a bit better traction. He's going to be able to hold it around the outside. Jay around the outside. He may be able to do it. He does it. Oh, it's crash. And Jay has lost it, I believe. Jay has not got any front wing damage. I believe he just lost the back end after a contact with the Haas, and he's just getting brake shed by Warlock there. It's another big strain for P6. And Suomi loses another position to another soft runner, so his tires going off on lap 3, and that's not good at all. As meanwhile, I have to point out, Gamer has got a 5-second gap already, so he's not getting involved in any of these fights. And now Joruru is out of the session and is retired from the race, as Stan and Maledictus very close to each other coming to the hairpin. Stan maintains P2 and a lot of position changes. Nigel or Warlock, Suomi and Jay 3 wide into the last corner. Someone has to back out, and it's Suomi who swoops his way into the pit lane. A lot of people on the pits already on lap 3 people, so they lose their positions. Warlock down the inside of Jay. Is he gonna make the move stick? The two soft runners, they touch a bit, so Jay still in P6, with Stan actually conceding the position to Maledictus. I'm not sure where that happened, and we missed it due to a lot of fights going on in the midfield. And now we can settle down to the top 5. We have Gamer with a 5.6 second gap from Maledictus, then Stan follow, who seems to be struggling quite a lot here due to tires or front wing damage. It may be the second one, as he's losing quite a lot of time through these corners in the middle sector. 2.2 seconds back is Tom Killer, with Grangebeer pressurizing him on the soft tires. So Tom and Grangebeer making this strategy work an absolute treat, as we now have 2, 4, 5 soft runners in the top 5, and we only started with 2 of them in the top 10. So yeah, a lot of soft runners making their way up into P10, and now Tom and Grangebeer are gonna fight for the first soft runner. Tom doesn't cover the inside line, so Grangebeer takes it without second invitation. Tom may try to go for the switch backup, but it doesn't work out. And you can visually see Stan losing a lot of time, as Maledictus is in the pits already from lap 4. It is relatively early to go on the medium tires, so you can go to the end. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that, but yeah, some different strategies for sure. Stan lets Grangebeer through, and he may even let Tom Killer through, as he understands he's not in this fight, but he sticks it down the inside. He still wants to defend the position. Tom Killer makes a bit of contact with Stan, and unstabilizing his car, losing a bit of time to Grangebeer, which is not good for him, and he's still behind the ultra soft runner of Stan. But one guy on the ultra soft who's not losing any time is Gamer somehow. So very good pace from him, 8.3 seconds now ahead of the second place guy. It's lap 5, and I believe the most ultra soft runners should be making their pit stop now, but we're only left with 2 of them. So most ultra soft runners have already pitted, and Stan seems to be struggling quite a lot. Tom Killer may go around the outside, very little space left there. Stan is really struggling on these ultra softs, and Tom Killer is losing so much time behind Stan. He's almost lost 3 seconds now. Stan's lost it quite a lot, and he's hit Jay. Jay has been hit again, and this time it's even worse, because I think he's got front wing damage and he's lost more than 5 seconds. Yeah, that is really unlucky for Jay and Stan. Gamer makes his first pit stop of the day, and that is incredibly unlucky for Jay. He was running in a decent P5 or 6, I believe, on the soft compound, and he's now gonna have to make a very early pit stop on the soft. Robin is in the wall. He is indeed in the last corner, and he's lost a bit of his front wing, I believe, as Jay speeds in the pit lane now. In all of this frustration, it's all kicking off, to be honest here. A lot of front wings gone, and a lot of fights, a lot of shuffling in the position in the top 10, as Robin now loses valuable positions and points as he suffers from a very annoying last corner crash, because he has to do the whole 5.4 kilometers of this track with the front wing damage, and he also has to make an early pit stop on the soft tire. So I am honestly not sure who is net leading this race. It's probably Gamer, but the positions after that, yeah, I think Gamer is the only obvious position we know. He's on the medium tires and he's following the strategy he probably wants to do, but the rest of the positions I have absolutely no idea who is in the top 5 after that. It's probably Grangebeer, Tom Killer in a very nice strategy. They're doing their own race at the moment. They don't have any 30F from anyone, and are currently in a P2 position. Then Warlock follows as well as soft tires, and we're not left with any ultra soft runner on lap 6. So 2 medium runners, 5 medium runners actually. 2 medium runners inside the top 6 at the moment, as Childrive and Robin switch positions, with Robin struggling a lot actually with that front wing damage. So he loses quite a lot of time now as he's limping back to the pits to put on a set of medium tires, I would imagine. And let me just see the pit stops. Again, very diverse strategies. About 14 people are pitted, and the rest of them still out on track as Robin enters the pit lane. And Grangebeer, Warlock goes in P3. Okay, so yeah, Tom Killer seems to be losing a lot of time to both Grangebeer and Warlock, and we might see a battle between them for a net P3. And we're not seeing a lot of time penalties actually, so that's one thing that's not gonna shuffle up the order even more. It's quite hard to get a penalty around here, but it's not too hard when you push the limits a lot. So Robin rejoins in last position in 18th, as we've lost Oruru and Josh. Jay and RJW now battling for P13. Jay makes his way up into P13, and that's all he can hope for at the moment, just to catch up to where he was before, but it's going to take a lot of hard work to get there. Tom Killer now struggling. Warlock is all over the back of him. He's lost another 0.3 of a second to Grangebeer, still carries on. Tom and Warlock both carry on lap 7, and now lap 8. And so Grangebeer is leading the field with Gamer, the net leader. He's got a lot of clean air, so it's all going his way at the moment. He's 5.6 behind JTX, who still hasn't made a pit stop. The top 5 all still out on softs and mediums for Nigel. Nigel is actually doing quite well to stay with Warlock and Tom Kill on the medium tires, so these tires seems to be working quite well, and I think we're eventually going to see Nigel leading the race, as he's going to go all the way into lap 18 or 19 on these medium tires. So Spaghetti and the top 5 haven't made a pit stop, so once we see them making a pit stop, we're gonna see the running order.
Yep.
Just gonna check.
14.
Yeah, so we still got a handful of laps to go until we see the first round of pit stops for the soft runners, but Jokey at the moment is second from the guys who have made a pit stop. Maledictus, Chill Drive is actually in P4. Warlock down meets up Tom into the hairpin. They're side by side. Tom gets the better exit. Warlock is still very close to him. He may use the ERS. Let's see how much ERS he's got left. A lot of it actually, 60% compared to 36 of Tom Killer. So let's see if Warlock aggressive into turn 1 now. Yellows in sector 2 with low smoking bandit. on the Red Bull. Not sure what happened to him.
He's
But
in a
yeah.
wall before.
So he might have lost it. Another retirement, then the second one of the day. As Grangebier continues to extend his gap from Tom Killer. And I just want to see how his times compare to Gamers. Gamer is on the 35 mids. And Grangebier is a bit inconsistent. At the moment he's on the low 36s. So he's still losing time to Gamers. So this is not really going to work out for Grangebier. But we're going to see where he comes out, if he's still in a net P2 or net P3. As Jokey is not too far back behind Gamer. So this might be, we might see a battle for the win. Now, I don't think many people have thought that, seeing a 6.5 gap in qualifying. But at the moment we're going to focus on the battle for P2 on the track. Tom Killer not going to defend. He's on the middle ground at the moment. Warlock tries to go around the outside of the straight. Let's see where they both are. Tom Killer is going to try and stick it down the inside. Side by side through the hairpin. Tom Killer gets a bit understeer into Warlock's car, but Warlock makes the move stick. And up into P2 he goes on the Haas. And he's clearly got more pace than Tom Killer, who's still right behind him. He's going to try and go around the outside again. It's Tom Killer. Is Warlock going to fight back? No, he's not. Tom Killer again up into P2, but it goes a bit wide, and Warlock may go down the inside again. They're side by side through turns 1 and 2. Tom Killer seems to maintain the position as Warlock hits the back of him, but I didn't see any carbon fiber fly off, so I think it's all good for Warlock. And we're going to see this battle continue as Nigel is now being allowed to catch up just a bit of it on the medium tires, 1.1 seconds behind Tom and Warlock, as Gamer continues to catch to the back of JTX, so we may see a scrap between these two. Grangebier at 5.3 out of Tom, so this is only allowing him to create a gap from these two. Jay and Mitchell, alas. Yeah, Jay up into P12, Mitchell down to P13.
Nigel's now joining the battle for P2.
Indeed, it's only 8 tenths adrift of Warlock. It was 1.1 earlier in the lap. And I believe he's going to have DRS, which is huge for him. He's going to be able to catch up to the back of Warlock. Is Warlock going to go for a move? I don't think so. He's about 40 meters behind Tom Killer, so he only has a look. And Tom Killer maintains P2. And Grangebier has actually lost a bit of time to Tom, about 0.3 of a second. So Tom's tyres may be in a better state at the moment, who knows. And no one's still on the pits, so another couple of laps until we see someone making a pit stop.
Gamer down the inside, is he? No, back out. No, he's going down
Oh,
the inside.
he goes for it. So Gamer up into P5. JTX doesn't fight all too much. I don't think he can fight up back in those 11 lap old tyres. And Spaghetti is also very close to the Renault, so let's see if he goes for any sort of move this lap. Oh, he goes for it earlier than I expected. It's turn 4. It's a dive bomb like Ricardo did this year, and he makes the move stick. JTX seems to have a lot less grip than most of these drivers, and it's almost like Spaghetti's on fresh tires, the amount of grip he had into that braking zone. Jay now makes another position up the inside of Suomi, and you can tell Jay is quick on this race on the soft compound tires, because Suomi wasn't slow at all in qualifying. So it's a real shame to see Jay down in 11th at the moment. He could have been fighting for the podium for sure, but at the moment Warlock is not very close to Tom Killer, as Nigel continues to sneak his way up into Warlock's back end. You can see how much JTX is gaining on Spaghetti with the use of DRS, and Grangebier is the first one who makes his pit stop. Nigel makes his way up into P2 as Tom and Warlock both pit. And let's see if Warlock is going to be able to jump the Ferrari in the pit lane. Tom Killer makes his stop and he changes his front wing, so Tom Killer has a front wing change. So I think it's going to be inevitable to see Warlock ahead of Tom Killer, so it's a switch between the Haas and the Ferrari, and I believe Warlock is going to be on cleaner as well, and Tom Killer may be on cleaner as well somehow. As Jay is very close, Jay actually jumps Tom Killer, so that's Jay up into P10, and Tom Killer is going to have to get past him if he wants to target Warlock yet again. So Nigel, as we said, inherits the race lead of the race on the medium tires. We're going to see another 5 or 6 laps from him on the medium tires. Spaghetti and JTX also on the soft compound tires, still haven't made a pit stop. So we've got quite a few of close battles for P13, 14 and P5. Oh, Maledictus looks up into turn 12. Jokey a very wide line, so Maledictus may get advantage of that. Into high ERS mode, now down to medium. So I don't think Maledictus fancies a move on Jokey at the moment. This is for a net P2. So it's 3 extra points. Tom Killer's got the ERS on Jay, so let's see, has Tom Killer already warmed up his tyres? As Spaghetti and JTX now make their pit stops 1 lap later than the top 3 on softs. Jay clearly doesn't have the same pace as Tom. As let's see how fresher tyres Tom is in. Is 6 laps fresher than Jay, but Jay's on soft tyres, so it's going to be interesting to see how much more grip the Ferrari has. He goes down the inside as Jay leaves the door open. Is Tom going to be able to make the move stick around the outside? There's some good defending from Jay, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold on for much longer no matter how good his defending is. Jay defends the inside line yet again. Tom can break about 10 meters later than Jay. And at the moment, Jay holds on to what is now P8. As he goes onto the grass, and that's not good. Tom Killer is going to close up yet again, as Maledictus is also very, very close to Jokey. Let's switch it again to Jay and Tom. Suomi is also very close. RJW is also very close. We've got a lot of close battles. As Jay will want to get a good exit here. Tom is all of his back end. He can surely use the ERS, DRS, and a bit of slipstream, as he's so close. He may not even need DRS here. Into hot lap mode. He doesn't have much ERS left. Side by side into the hairpin for P8. Jay covers the inside line. About the same braking for both of them. The Ferrari around the outside should have the better traction. Side by side into the last corner. Who's going to back out? No one. It's going to be side by side. And it seems like Tom Killer has made the move stick, because Chill Drive pits. And it's now going to be P7 and 8. And now the battle for P7. Down the inside goes Jay. And again they switch positions, by Tom also goes for the switch back, so it's going to be another switch of positions, and this time Tom Killer uses all of the track to push Jay on the limits of the circuit, and he goes up into P7. I don't think Jay is going to answer back here, as his tyres are clearly in a way worse state than Tom Killer's, and he also doesn't have the same pace as his tyres. So Tom Killer makes his way up into P7, but he's 4 seconds behind who he was battling with, Warlock. So his next target is the Haas driver. Let's see if he can call the 4 second back.
Oh, this is trying to struggle. He's lost probably around about half a second this lap to Jokey. And he's being caught by Grimsby pretty quickly.
Yeah, indeed, Grimsby's tyres are in a better state than Maledictus. I am not sure if Maledictus can go to the end. He was one of the first people who pitted alongside Jokey, who's now starting his 11th lap on soft. So it's not going to be easy at all for these guys to go to the end. And surely Grimsby is going to be more comfortable in the car to push to the end, as he only has to do 16 laps on the medium tyres. as Gamer is now 7 seconds ahead of Jokey, who's in P2. Nigel is about to get caught up by Gamer as Rinky pits now. And that leaves JTX up into P12 and Mitchell 13th. As Maledictus is stabilizing the 7/10 gap, he's gaining a lot from the DRS he's getting from Jokey. So Jokey is pulling Maledictus along. But I think they're gonna have to work together again, as Grangebeer is gonna attack them both for P2. Let me just check the penalties, but I don't think anyone is has penalties. But actually Jokey has 1 penalty, Maledictus with 2 warnings, Grangebeer is clean, Warlock as well, Tom Killer with 2 warnings. Jay has already served his stop and go, but let's see now, is Maledictus close enough? No, he's absolutely not, but he's closing up with a DRS. And yeah, Jokey with a penalty, so he's now, yeah, Nigel is in for his first and last stop of the day after 14 laps on mediums. So it's not going to be ultra soft tyres, it's going to be soft tyres. And we got yellows. Yeah, Mitchell's going very slow on the exit of corkscrew, so after his pit stop he has lost more ground on cold tyres, so Maledictus also makes a pit stop. So as we said, it's not going to be easy to go on the end, and he makes a second pit stop, which leaves Jokey vulnerable to Grangebeer, who's now 1.1 seconds behind the Sauber. Let's see if Jokey does the same move, because Jokey is on even more worn tyres than Maledictus was. So let's see if Maledictus can crawl all these seconds he's lost back, because Grangebeer and Jokey may start battling quite a lot here, as so many position changes back in the lower midfield. Swomi also made a pit stop, he's right in front of Robin. Mitchell comes out in P17 and net last. Grangebeer 4/10 now behind Jokey, and he may get him here. All eyes on the Mercedes driver. Can he make this race a P2 finish? He opens the DRS onto overtake mode. Jokey defends the inside line. Grangebeer moves to the outside, side by side into the hairpin, and Grangebeer has the better traction, better line, and now the better position as he is up into P2. Jokey down to P3. He's gonna have one more chance with a DRS here, but the Sauber has already lost so much time. He's not even gonna have a look into turn 1. So Grangebeer up into P2. Jokey down to P3. Is still a very good position for the new driver in F2. And what do you say?
Jokey won't go to Wacker tyres, and then if you look at the tyres already,
yeah, he's losing a lot of time compared to other people. Even Warlock may catch him at this rate. He's getting about half a second to 6/10 per lap to Jokey, if I'm not mistaken. He's in the 35s actually, and Jokey is on the mid 36s, so it is indeed about 6 or 7 tenths Warlock is gaining. But the more important question is Jokey going to get a puncture come the end of the race? Going to have to wait a bit longer to find out. But Nigel is now very close to Tom, and this strategy from Nigel is actually not too bad at all. Having started on the medium tyres, he now finds himself in P6, very close to Tom Killer and Warlock, and he might be the one on the charge to Jokey eventually, but it's going to be a big scrap, I can tell, for P3, as Jay is now going to get attacked by Spaghetti. So Spaghetti on 7 laps, fresher medium tyres. Is he going to go around the outside of the Mercedes driver? Around the outside goes Spaghetti. No, he does not. P7 for now. Is Spaghetti going to get a better exit, because he's surely going to have the DRS and a better chance to go down the inside. Jay defends the inside line, but Spaghetti goes even more to the inside. He dives it down the inside, very close between the two of them. Jay still defends P7 very nicely. and Spaghetti has to wait for a couple more corners to launch it down the inside. Warlock is now getting attacked quite a lot from Tom Killer and Nigel, so this is gonna have to be the battle. Spaghetti, as I say, that goes around the outside, so a lot of battling. We don't know which one to see. Suomi gets past Stan, and Spaghetti still cannot get past Jay. As yeah, the battle for P4 is also incredibly close. See this now for the anyone in positions in the big straight with the use of DRS. Let's see who's got the most ERS available. It's a lot of it for Warlock, 70%. Tom Killer casually on 35, where we left him, and 65% for Nigel. So anyone can go onto overtake or hot lap mode if they want to. Tom Killer onto the slipstream of Warlock, who's gonna not defend the inside line as it seems like. So Tom Killer down the inside, they both break at the same exact point, and Tom Killer seems like he's got the move done and up into P4. And now Nigel is going to try and target Warlock into the first corner. He's going to have the DRS as Jokey has pitted. Wow, so Jokey has pitted very late on this race, and now this is the battle for P3 we're watching between Tom, Warlock and Nigel. And yeah, all eyes on Nigel now, as we expect him to be the quickest one for pressure tires, soft compound as well. As a Spaghetti, yeah, Spaghetti very close. Let's see now. RJW has rejoined. No, Jokey has actually rejoined right there. RJW, they crash, and Jokey's in the wall. Jokey from a P2, actually P2 he was, is now facing the wrong way in P12 with wing damage as well. And RJW, yeah, they've crashed together in the exit of turn 2. RJW just clipped his rear end, and that's Jokey into the wall. And yeah, RJW, Spaghetti goes down the inside. It's hard to keep up here, and they both make contact as well. So a lot of contact on lap 19. Jay rides the outside curb, which is not going to help him on the exit. Is Spaghetti going to be able to get past finally here into the hairpin? He's going to open the DRS and overtake mode. This is surely the recipe to get past Jay here into the hairpin. He's going to have the inside line as Jay into the hairpin again. And can he defend it? He gets a 5-second stop and go for corner cutting, so that must have been quite severe from the Mercedes driver. But Spaghetti either way has got past and up into P6. Is Jay going to be able to fight back? It unfortunately for me seems like it is, as he's going to go around the outside yet again. Spaghetti's going to have to defend the inside line, and they both crash, and Jay's almost into the grass, and Maledictus is catching up into this as well. The Mercedes driver down to P7. Spaghetti has got past. Is he going to be able to hold this though? It just seems like they're both on a very similar pace, as Nigel now is very close to Warlock. He still hasn't got past, surprisingly actually. And yeah, I was expecting him to storm through Warlock and Tom Killer and fight for P2, but he's struggling to get past for P4 here. As yeah, that's incredibly close for lap 20 with no safety cars. Everyone is incredibly close to each other in the midfield, and it's very hard to keep up as Maledictus out of nowhere. I don't think we've mentioned his name at all today, but we're gonna have to now, as it's the fight for P7. Jay is gonna have to defend now, as he's been attacking all race, and now he's gonna have to defend on very old tyres, and I don't think that lasted all too long. Is it raining? Oh my days!
Raining.
And now it's raining. What else? What else? And now Nigel and Warlock. I'm very sorry, but Nigel and Warlock going side by side for P4. Nigel around the outside. Warlock for now is into P4, but Nigel still has the DRS available. He's going to go around the outside. Warlock squeezes him almost into the grass, and now it's raining. Is anyone going to spin off into turn 1? It seems like not. But Warlock down the inside. Nigel tries to stick it around the outside. It seems like he's got a move done. And yes, he has. And I think I'm going to lose the plot in a bit here, because God knows what's going to happen now with the rain.
I don't think it's going to switch to intermediates. Doesn't look too heavy, but probably by lap 28, the track is going to be fairly wet.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he's not going to switch to intermediates, but with 8 laps of wet running on slick tyres, I'm sure a lot of these people have a tough time getting to the end. I don't think Jay is going to finish inside the top 10 at the current state of his tyres. 15 laps already on softs. Yeah, it's not looking great for him. It's been a roller coaster. It seemed like he had the pace to be in the podium, then got unlucky, but it turns out he hasn't been on a good strategy all race. And yeah, he's not going to be fighting for a top 5 finish today. Maledictis is now very close to Spaghetti, goes to the outside line, and I think it's going to be a move done even before the braking zone. And the Toro also has a look. Maledictis is up into P6 now, and the top 5 are all over 2 seconds of each other, so no battling there, but we've got plenty of battling in the midfield, as Joki is now going to get attacked by Suomi. I'm not sure if Joki still has front wing damage. Yeah, he clearly does. He has a lot of front wing damage on the right end plate. Joki down the inside is going to try and defend. Robin's got a 5-second stop go for exceeding track limits. Suomi down the inside of Joki for P11. He makes a move stick and he's going to have the DRS. I think he's going to be disabled after this lap. Down the inside goes Joki into turn 1. Suomi goes very wide. Might allow Joki to get back past, as Robin's now got a 3-second time penalty again. And Suomi seems to have made the move stick for P11. Maledictis and Spaghetti is the next very close battle we have in the top 10. As Joki very close to Suomi there. Almost lost more of his front wing. And Robin is also closing up. This is going to be interesting to see who gambles and goes to intermediates. I'm sure someone will gamble at lap 24 from the back of the grid. Nothing to lose for them. Spaghetti still has the DRS. So I don't think it's definitely intermediate conditions at the moment with the DRS available. But Spaghetti may not even be able to get past with the DRS, as Maledictis has some very nice pace on the end of this race on soft tyres, and Spaghetti's medium tyres should work better. As Jay now into the pits, and yeah, indeed his tyres cannot last to the end. They are very worn. 17 laps. Intermediates, yeah, indeed. So Robin, another 5-second stop and go for exceeding track limits. I'm not sure what is going on, but he has got 13 seconds of penalties. That's almost a whole pit stop in 1 lap. So that's a lot of seconds thrown away by Robin, as we're gonna keep both eyes on Jay, as he's now on the intermediate sides. I don't think they will be quicker at this stage, but it's a gamble that he didn't have to take. He was inside the top 10, so we didn't expect necessarily a guy from inside the top 10 to gamble. But yeah, it is too dry. Robin and Joki switch positions and stand down to P13 as well. And this is the closest gap we've got. Joki very, very slow in the middle sector. He's got a lot of front wing damage and it is really affecting him. Rinky now joining in. So this is another interesting scrap. We got yellows. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, Rinky down the inside of 2 cars. That was so unexpected. Rinky, absolute dive bomb and a half, is 3 wide into the corkscrew section almost. And the Sauber, Rinky around the outside now of 2 cars, and the Sauber's round. And the Sauber's got even more front wing damage. And that was, I think, a racing incident, because Joki had a lot of understeer and crashed into the back of Rinky and eventually into the wall. Rinky is now going to try and make the switch back. And what a dive bomb from Rinky into the sector 3 corner. It might be investigated by the stewards, but it's not a fight for points. But it was very dangerous by the 4-cylinder driver, and Joki's race is for sure going even worse at the moment.
This rain is starting to, I think, play into effect.
Oh wow. Yeah. He's now very close to Jay. Yeah, Jay on a Ferrari strategy here on the dry track. It's not working out for him. Jokey may gamble as well. No, he's not. He's on the ultra soft tire, so he's going for the quickest lap, and he's also changing his front wing. So after
with the rain, it will definitely affect the ultra soft.
That's a good point, actually. I'm not sure what the fastest lap of this point is, but it shouldn't be too quick, because I think the quickest lap were on the first 10 of the ultra soft tires.
34.5 by
That's a decent lap. So the front tires for me on Jokey's car are softs, and the rear tires are ultra softs, or vice. Yeah, the rear right is a soft tire, and the rest are ultra soft. So well, that's another first. That looks really weird. But Jay is really struggling here. He's trying to weave these tires. I'm not sure why he's trying to weave these tires. He's trying to cool the tires. He should be cooling the tires, not heating them. But Rinky and Stan very close to each other as well. As Robbie now for 1 point fights with Sromi very close to each other in the first sector. Robin on 18 lap. On his 18th lap on the medium tires. As you can tell, quite worn. But Swomi's tires are not in a much better state. 9 laps on these softs, they will be quite degraded. And especially in the rain, it's not going to help at all. Let's see if Jokey goes for the quickest lap now. Yeah, the rain is quite heavy now, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's not even in the 35s here. But yellow flags in sector 1, and it's Jay. Yeah, so Jay has retired from the race. It's a 4th retirement of the race, and Jokey has actually got lapped, so he's gonna have to get past Grangebeer, so it's gonna be a bit interesting, as he is probably gonna be quicker than him. Grangebeer on 14 lap old mediums. And Robin very close to Swomi. He's going to go for a move down the inside into the hairpin. And it's for P10. Swomi is going to try and go for the switchback. It seems like it has worked. Side by side for the two of them. Robin's going to have to back out. And Swomi back into P10. But it's a very late braking for both of them. And Robin hits the back of the Haas. Side by side for them coming to turn 1. The Haas still down the inside, but he's going to have to back out. Robin gets very wide, so Swomi still gonna have a look, but no way through there. So Robin up into P10, Swomi has to settle for P11. Let's see where Jokey is. Jokey's actually yeah, just stopping on track almost to avoid passing Grange. I think he is trying to go for a quickest lap. Is Grange catching?
I saw the gap was 6.
I'm pretty sure it was not 3 seconds, definitely, but
It wasn't in the 3s, I know that.
so maybe a mistake from Gamer, but at the moment it seems like the gap is not dramatically reducing, so I don't think we're going to see a battle. Obviously none of them. Yeah, I don't think Gamer, he has 0 warnings. That's a very good job. Grange also have 1, and the top 3 make that the top 4. Top 5, I don't think anyone's gonna have penalties in the top 10. So it's whoever finishes in front of the track. Indeed. So it's gonna be in the 2s for sure. In the end of the lap, it's about 1 second Grange is gaining, and I'm not sure, he may catch him by the end of the race. Now 3/10 in one corner. And it's being reduced by a lot. Do you reckon we're going to see a battle for the win? Yeah, it's a 2.6 at the moment, so he has to gain almost 3 seconds to overtake Gamer, so I'm not sure if it's really possible.
Possible if Gamer makes a mistake.
Indeed, it seems like he's struggling, so it's not unlikely. Grangebeer seems to be really comfortable in the rain here and damp conditions, but Nigel is also pretty close to Tom Killer for Tom Killer's comfort. As we said, no one has a penalty, so it's all who's going to finish head on track. It's 1.2 between Nigel and Tom, and I don't think it's been reducing dramatically either, so let's see if anyone makes a mistake. Rinky down inside on Swomy. It's the only battle we have. It's a very nice one, side by side for the two of them. Still DRS available. Rinky. Swomy defends the inside line. It's another side by side battle into the hairpin. The Force India around the outside, and the Haas breaks quite late and turns quite late, as well as the Williams on the back. Who's that? That's Stan. Wow, he's lost the back end. And let's go a bit of front wing damage, I would imagine, as Rinky has also picked up a severe damage from that. As yes, Swomy braked and turned quite late. Now gonna switch on to the top two as Gamers on the back straight. The gap is 2.2. He's not gonna be attacked by Grangebeer in the Mercedes, and he's gonna be Gamer, who wins in China around the final corner. It's 25 points for Gamer NL in the first win of the season. It's a Williams race victory here. The line in P2, Tom Killer in P3, and it's going to be Nigel very closely followed in P4. There we go. So the top four have finished. Now Warlock across the line, Maledictus also very close, Spaghetti and Shield Drive in P8. Spaghetti across the line for P7. Very good points for him. Chill Drive also not the best result for him in P8.
What?
Wow, he's won. By 18 minutes. So that's very interesting. There you go. If you want to win a race, just disconnect from the formation lap and come back. You've already won the race. So yeah, it's P8 for Chill Drive, followed by his teammate in P9, Swomy in P10, Robin in P11. A very disappointing race yet again from him. The championship is not going his way, despite putting a bit of effort into it. Rinky in P12, Mitchell in P13, and that was pretty much everyone involved in a battle today. Absolutely insane race yet again from F2. And the podium celebrations for the Chinese Grand Prix. There we go. So podium celebrations are down as it's raining in Shanghai, and Mitchell's won now, so I would imagine he also disconnected. And okay, he's actually saying it in the race results, so that's quite annoying. So don't
Gamer wins though.
Yeah, Gamer wins. Grange being second, Tom Killer in third. It's a double Belgian podium. I think we've seen that quite a lot of times in F2. Nigel in fourth, Warlock in fifth, Maledictus sixth, Spaghetti in seventh, JT Chill Drive in 8th, JTX in 9th, and Swomi in 10th. And I believe after that it's Robin, Mitchell, and Rinky. So that's your top 13. Gamer, I don't think he's going to be elevated any more positions because of his DNF in Australia really putting him back in the championship, but still a lot of races to go, and that's a sign hopefully for him of things to come. But we're gonna invite the top 3 on our party. Any questions, as always, you can feel free to put them in the chat so we can ask the drivers. We're gonna make sure everyone is actually heard on the stream because we've had quite a lot of problems these weeks with allowing voice chats. Hello Tom Killer, hello Gamer. Well done on your podiums. Please make sure your voices are allowed so we can hear your interviews on the game. So I've got all podium finishes now in, and let's start off with Gamer. Well done on your first victory and second podium of the championship. I'm not sure if you're going to be elevated any more positions in the championship, but it's surely going to bring you a lot closer to the top 4. Very dominant drive for you. I think you were probably the only one not to be involved in any battles. The only battles you experienced was when you pitted, I believe. So talk us through that race. Yeah, very good strategy. Went relatively long with the ultra soft tires. I believe lap 5 you went, and then onto medium tires. Were your mediums very worn in the end, or were they okay? Yeah, indeed, in the end. Yeah, they weren't in the best state, I'm sure. In the end, we saw Grange on much fresher tires catching you up. So did you think you would lose P1 at any point? Yeah,
Oi.
indeed. So you had everything under control from what it seems like. This win really elevates you in the top 4. Do you think you can challenge for more wins and maybe for the championship later on? Alright, so well done on your victory. Hopefully more of the same from you in the next races, and good luck for the next races. Now moving on into Grange-Beer, the Mercedes driver. I believe Mercedes still hold on to the championship lead on the constructors quite comfortably. Talk us through that race, Grange-Beer. I believe you had a lot of battles as well, and yeah, you even challenged almost for the win. So talk us through that start.
Boring. Too many dirty drivers.
What the fuck?
Okay, so
Mike?
yeah, no, I was just hearing. Interesting. I thought you had battles. I don't remember exactly, but I thought you had. You obviously went long on the soft stint, but you had some overtakes and stuff to other people, and Ultrasoft were struggling. I can't exactly remember which drivers they were, but I'm pretty sure you made a couple overtakes here and there. Yeah? Yeah?
Actually boring as fuck.
Yeah, it was a different strategy always when you start on the harder compound, you would go way longer. But did you expect to finish that high up? Yeah, so good finishing position for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are still in the championship lead, so do you think you can hold it for more races?
Don't think so.
Okay, so good luck to you for the rest of the races. Tom Killer P3. I
Yes.
hope you are a bit more, I don't know.
Excited.
Yeah, I'm just struggling to find the words. For the rest of the races, how did that race go for you? I think it was about the same strategy you did as Greenwich Beer, so was it boring for you as well?
No, it's actually really fun battling with the 2016 F2 World Champion. Like it's been a very long time I battled with Warlock. From the last season, Australia was the last time I ever battled it, man. So it was really fun, and yeah, the rest was really nice with Nigel as well. And like I don't know, what is his name? Is it Jay?
Yeah, Jay.
The other Mercedes. He gave me front wing because I brake too late and I was at the back and I was really struggling with that front wing, so Warlock could keep up with me, and so it was really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, then he passed you as well in the pit lane
Yeah, but
after that front wing
sorry.
change. But yeah, you had
I like it.
some nice battles as well. I remember with Jay, you rejoined, I believe, right behind him because
Hmm.
Warlock jumped him and then you had to get past him. So pretty exciting race for you as well. Do you think you can challenge for more podiums in the next
It's my
races or wins?
it's my third podium of the season. I'm now, yes, it is. I've Alice Killer is gonna be mad at me because I'm not winning. So I need to become world champion, he says, but I don't know. Like
Yeah, it
it
was.
can happen, but I really don't care. To be fair, if I am, it's very nice. To have fun, I go then. But yeah, it
Is there
was really, yeah.
any certain
Sorry.
tracks you look forward to?
Yes, I look forward to France.
Hmm.
Uh, Singapore, I wanna really win there, Singapore, because I love that track so much. Where can I? Mexico, really looking forward to that as well. Abu Dhabi, especially Abu Dhabi if you become the world champion right there. So,
Yeah, okay, so
if I could become the world champion.
yeah, you got
Yes.
100% podium finish at the moment, so if you keep that up, I'm sure you'll be certainly up there. But yeah, that has been the Chinese Grand Prix. Good luck to everyone next week in Baku. You will
Oh
be
god.
seeing another live stream, hopefully, this time next week. So that has been F2 round 3 of the Season 5 ERL Championship. We are gonna catch you guys tomorrow for Formula 1. Until then, take care.